What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be going over a Town Hall 10 3-star attack strategy without using a siege machine. The Queen Charge minor attack strategy. It's a very powerful attack strategy. Definitely recommend any Town Hall 10s to try it out. Now, the only thing about this strategy, it requires a little bit of patience in order to pull it off successfully, but with practice, you'll be able to get the strategy down in no time. Take a look at the army composition before jumping into the replays. You can see here I got a giant, a goblin, 7 wall breakers, 3 wizards, 5 healers, 23 miners, 3 heal spells, 2 rages, a poison, and then in your CC you're going to want hogs and a freeze. With that being said, guys, let's jump into the first replay. Alright guys, first example we got here, we're a little zoomed in because this is a pre-recorded replay from a few days ago. And the main objective with the Queen Charge with this strategy is to take down the CC troops. If you can get a tower, if you can get a bow, that's also a big bonus. But the main objective for this is getting rid of the CC troops because they can cause a lot of damage and a lot of problems for your miners. So we're going to go ahead and play it here. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to place my queen on the bottom side, that corner, right where the CC is. And I'm going to let her decide where she wants to go, and then, you know, depending on that is how I'm going to react and play my miners and set up the pathing for them so they can make their way through the base. Big thing with miners is the pathing. As long as you set up the pathing correctly for the miners, you'll most likely not have a hard time getting the 3-star. And like I said in the intro, patience is a big key with this strategy. I had a hard time with it at first because I kept trying to rush through it or placing my miners too early or something. So anyway, so the CC troops come out, poison goes down on them. Wall breakers are going to sneak right in there and take the wall down. I didn't have to drop a test wall breaker because if you can see there, the buildings are so close together that the bomb wouldn't be next to the wall because there's no room. So wall breakers sneak in. She's going to make her way towards the first layer, and I cleaned up some of the right side a little bit too. And I believe I dropped my king, and I tried to get him to go into the ring and like clear some of the buildings out and really help the funnel. But I think when I place him, he actually goes to the right side. Yep, he goes towards the right side, and he actually goes for the spell factory. Okay. So with the placement of the miners and the placement of the hogs, you really want to focus on pathing. Sometimes I have to use my hogs to narrow down the pathing because sometimes my king doesn't go the right way, or my queen's not going in where I wanted to go, and you just have to adjust and make the strategy work for you. King's gonna bust his way towards that, so I'm gonna drop some more wall breakers so he can get in there easily, and I'm gonna pop his ability, and they're gonna make their way through the base. So I noticed that they're gonna finally get into the ring, and this is what I wanted. So now I'm gonna push them through the ring to where I can target the middle, that middle and multi-infernal tower with a miner or the hog. So I'm using a miner. See, I drop one to test where they're targeting. Okay, so they're on the mine, and I'm gonna drop another one. Okay, they're still in the mortar. Wait for it to go down. I place another one down, and once I see that, oh, it goes to collector again, and boom. Okay, so I finally got a target on the multi. Here come the miners, the hogs, everybody's rushing in, and that's exactly what you want to do against these ring bases, because it's really hard with the ring bases to set up a path because of, ring bases are designed for everyone to go around. So what you have to do for these bases is exactly what I did, is to get your queen or get the king in the middle, or into the ring, and have them push one side and have them clear a side, and then drop your miners so they can target the middle and do damage. You can see here miners doing tons of damage on the middle and the left side here. I don't have to place my heal on this bottom side because there's no defenses that can do a lot of damage. I use 2 heals on this left corner because there's more defenses on that side. Queen's still alive, and this is going to be a nice 3-star. I find myself getting a lot more 3-stars when my queen survives the raid. When she ends up dying, I usually don't end up getting the 3-star. So make sure you keep your queen alive as much as you can. Use the rages when you need to, and the queen ability, all that good stuff. Miners and the hogs absolutely run through this base. Easy 3-star. Okay guys, and replay number 2 here. Now for this one, I did not expect to get the 3-star on this one. This is a Town Hall 11. It has all the new defenses down, and they're pretty well upgraded. There's no significant, there's no eagle, there's no upgraded towers to the max or the bows or anything. So it's not like a significant Town Hall 11, but it's still a Town Hall 11. It still has all the Town 10 level defenses, and it still has those extra defenses you get at Town Hall 11. It just doesn't have the eagle artillery. I didn't think I was going to get the 3-star with this strategy, so we're gonna go ahead and play it here. And the first thing I did was try to funnel this right side here, because I'm going to take my queen and push her towards this right side and in towards the middle of the base towards the clan castle, because just like in the first replay, the clan castle is the main objective for the minor attack strategy. King comes down on that right side, so it keeps my queen from going that way. I don't want the queen to go that way. I want her to stay on the path towards the CC. There goes that first wall breaker to test. No bomb, so I sent in 4 or 5 more wall breakers. And here comes the queen. She's going to make her way. There goes that rage to encompass both the queen and the healers as they push their way towards that enemy CC and all the defenses in that area and stuff like that. But Queen's making her way. She's got 3 X-bows on top of her. A lot of fire coming down. I did not think I was going to get this. It's crazy how it ended up, but poison goes down. I'm gonna have to pop my queen ability. A lot of fire on top of her. Still 3 X-bows on top of her, 2 cannons, and then of course, you know, the E-Dragon stuff. But here come the miners on top, and this is what I was talking about. So the hogs are coming on the right side. King's still alive, so he's able to funnel that right side as well, and it's gonna keep the miners from going to the outside, or at least as much as we can. We still have that enemy queen in the middle. She's actually going to play a part of actually luring some of the miners into the middle of the base here. Here come the hogs in the middle. We still have a free spell to help out with the backside. There it goes on top of that splash damage. And look at that. All the miners are going to redirect towards the queen. And she actually pops back. I thought she was going to pull the miners a little bit farther out, but miners are doing great in the middle here. I still have 1 heal spell left over. And I think all my hogs die here, but queen is still alive, and this is the key part of the strategy. We still have miners on the outside. We have some in the middle, some on the outside. I want to use this heal spell in the most advantageous spot. I kind of put it in position to where it helps both of those miners in the middle there. They're obviously going to converge on those buildings in the middle, and of course the king, he's going to be a big magnet for the miners as well. So that heal spell right there is going to help them out. And as you can see here, queen's still alive, king's still alive. He ends up going down, but you know, this ended up being a surprising 3-star because of placement and attacking the CC and just smart placement of the spells and all that stuff. So attack the CC first when you're doing the queen charge. Make sure you test for bombs. Use 1 wall breaker to, you know, go in, test the wall, and then you send in, you know, the 4 or 5 to break through. And then, you know, you send your miners in. Use your king to set up a pathing on the right or left side. And then your miners come in and smash the base. I also use the hogs sometime to, you know, fine-tune that funnel and fine-tune the path, because sometimes the king can't get into the wall. So that's where the hogs come in. They can, you know, they can narrow down the path, taking down some of the defenses along the way, and really help the miners stay on track of getting into the middle of the base. But there you go, guys, another 3-star. And let's go ahead and jump into the last replay for queen charge miners. Alright guys, so third and final replay here. It's not a max base, but it's definitely good to practice the, you know, fundamentals of the attack strategy so you can get good at it and then use it in war to take down some tough bases. We're going to go ahead and play it here. And we're going to start on this right side here because that's the closest point to the CC. We're going to take down the CC and make sure they don't, you know, cause any trouble for your miners with this attack strategy. Main focus is always the clan castle troops. As you can see here, the buildings are pretty close together. No chance for a bomb to be next to the wall, so I don't have to worry about a test wall breaker in this one. But again, if there's, you know, spaces open like that, just make sure you send a test wall breaker in, and you know, then you can send all the main ones in and break the wall down. But as you can see here, queen's making her way towards the CC there, and here comes all of the wall breakers down. They break through the first layer. King's on the left side there. Here comes the CC out of the, you know, clan castle. We're going to place a poison on top of them. Once the queen takes down the CC troops and the king has taken down the left side, we're going to have the queen punching just a little bit more, get some more value from her, and we're going to try to sneak her into the second layer. As you can see, I placed a bunch of wall breakers down to try to break that second layer. Boom, wall breaker underneath the rage does tons of damage and breaks through that second layer. Now we're going to use the hog riders, like I've said before, to narrow down the path. You see this archer tower right here? If we can narrow down the path, the miners will go here instead of going like this way and then going outside the base. They split up a little bit. It just helps fine tune it a little bit. It's not guaranteed to always help, like it's not always guaranteed to keep them from going out, but that's the little thing I'm talking about with the hog riders. You can see here tons of damage going to the middle. Also, I found it really easy if you can find a way to save one of the rages for the miners. You can see I'm using it right there in the middle. They're doing tons of damage and absolutely destroying buildings and, you know, defenses in the middle underneath that rage spell. I have 1 heal left. Queen's still alive, making her way around the base, and it's looking pretty good here. Lots of miners left on this left side. Gonna place that last heal on these miners right here, because even if they don't survive, let's keep them alive a little bit longer, so that way they can stall the defenses long enough for the rest of the miners to catch up and help secure that 3-star. But there's so many miners left over. Queen ability is still up. This is going to be a nice and easy 3-star. Very powerful attack strategy. It just requires a little bit of patience, and you have to practice it as well. Patience and practice is going to get you the 3-stars with this attack strategy. That's the best thing I can say for you guys. Jump into matchmaking attacks, you know, hit those bases and make sure you are getting the 3-star that you want with this attack strategy. Go towards the CC, take him down, and then use the king to funnel, you know, one of the sides, and then set that pathing up with the hogs or, you know, a couple miners, and then send them in, let them just make their way through the base and get that 3-star. Protecting your queen is also very important. Make sure that, you know, she's alive during the attack. Like I said, I found myself getting a 3-star more often when she was alive versus when she, you know, died out. So use the rages when you need to, use her ability when you need to, and make sure she stays alive. I haven't tested it with lower heroes. I believe if you're gonna queen charge, at least have at least a level 25 to 30 queen. And, you can't really charge into a base with a level 15 queen. It's not gonna work quite as well. So definitely recommend, if you have a lower queen, you can check out my goblin video for Dark Elixir farming, or just find a way to get your queen up a little higher and then use the miner attack strategy if you like using miners. I don't like using miners, but this is for anybody that wants to, either likes miners or wants to use them, and want to take down bases with the miners. But that's all I have for the video, guys. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna have a few more replays play so you can see it working on different types of bases. But if it helped, definitely appreciate a like, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.
You like to play your own game. Cover it up, don't let them know what you're thinking. I bet you never tell them how it feels. I bet you never even try to be real. Cover